hit my fastball. I'm going to come right after you. And, I mean, that's a base hit. Yes, it was hit hard and everything, but I don't think that's going to change anything from Tarek Skubal. He's still going to pour those fastballs in.
Matt Wallner facing Skubal for the first time. First pitch fastball for a strike.
Batter challenging to call a strike.
Oh, wow. Boy, this one looked like it was a no-doubt strike.
It's right there at the bottom rail. It was a strike.
Calls confirmed, pitches a strike. Minnesota has one challenge remaining.
Twins lost both their challenges by the third inning last night. The Tigers lost their two challenges by the fifth inning, and we're on a similar pace tonight.
This is wild. I mean, now they're going to have to save them, or at least you think the Tigers will for late in the game.
The strike one. Sinker misses low and outside at 98. Wallner off to a 9-for-41 start. It's very much all or nothing right now with 3 homes. The 1-1. Ground ball foul. Big improvement against lefties last year. It wasn't a big number of at-bats, but much improved against lefties. He broke his bat there, and now he's behind a 1-2 strikes. Bat boy gets him a new one, and he goes into the dugout to get what? Pine Tar rags in the on-deck circle, but he got the new bat and went right down the steps. Now he's back up, ready to dig into that left-handed batter's box. Tremendous power in this bat. That power is mostly against right-handed pitching. Always a threat, though, to go deep. Knees flex, bends at the waist toward the plate. The 1-2, swing and a miss. Got him with a 98. Up and away. Blew him away. As my partner said, he's not going to go away from the fastball.
No, it's too hard in this cold weather to really, put together your A swing. I mean, they're loosened up and the best they can, but it's still hard to, get that really good swing off when you're cold, you're stiff, and you're trying to catch up to 98 after change-ups and sliders and everything else that Tarek Skubal's got to deal with. Blew it by him.
Royce Lewis 1 for 2 with 2 walks yesterday. First pitch changeup bounces. Good block by Dylan Dingler. With that runner at third base, Caratini has no chance to advance. Bell's at first, runners at the corners, 2 outs. Tarek Skubal with 4 strikeouts to the first 7 batters. 5 for 26 start for Royce Lewis. Injuries have really hampered his career, and he just hasn't been the same dangerous hitter each of the last 2 years. The 1-0. Swinging a high fly ball, center field, playable. Parker Meadows a few steps to his right, drifts back, makes the catch. 1 step shy of the warning track in left center. Lewis hit it a long way, but routine for Parker Meadows. Tarek Skubal works out of a mini jam. First and third, 1 out, strikeout fly ball. We head to the third inning, second of a 4-game series. Tigers and Twins are scoreless after 2 on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network, presented by Meyer.
If you're looking for a meaningful career with lots of room to grow, both professionally and personally, consider UWM. We're one of the largest companies in Michigan, big enough to offer impactful roles in a wide range of specialties. But you'll also find a community of fellow team members ready to welcome, train, and support you. So no matter what stage you're at in your career, you'll find your fit at UWM. Check out UWMcareers.com and apply today.
If you have cancer, proton therapy is targeted treatment with less risk of side effects.
I'm John, and I had prostate cancer. In my opinion, for proton therapy, there's nowhere else to be. Anybody that has the opportunity to come here to participate in the proton therapy program, it's a win for them. The staff, the treatment, prognosis, your chances for survival when you walk out the door, there's nowhere else to be in my eyes.
Your best chance to beat cancer could be proton therapy. Visit McLaren.org/proton therapy.
People can't have access to quality medical care without affordable health insurance. At Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, we understand increasing health insurance costs are becoming more of a strain on the budgets of the businesses and people we serve. Affordability matters. It affects real families, real decisions, and real care. That's why at Blue Cross we're dedicated to finding solutions. To learn about this critical issue and our efforts to make healthcare affordable for all, visit mibluedaily.com/affordability today.
I'm attorney Mark Bernstein. Get the Bernstein advantage and get respect.
R-E-S-B-C-T, that's what Bernstein means to me.
Kevin McGonigal, first pitch, off speed and down, taps it foul down the first base line. 2-3-4 hitters, McGonigal, Torres, and Green against Taj Bradley. First 2 innings, Green crushed the ball to center field. Buxton made a great running catch. More good swings last inning, so 3 hard hit balls already. McGonigal swings, pops it up into shallow left field. Martin, the left fielder tonight, will come in, make the catch in very shallow left, 1 up and 1 down. The second inning today was brought to you by the Michigan Lottery. Play the Michigan Lottery's Detroit Tigers instant ticket, as well as online games. Mostly cloudy skies as we got this game underway. 44 degrees, and now the sun, as it begins to set, sneaks underneath the clouds. Gleyber Torres, cutter on the front door, misses, so we will get that reflection off the glass building in deep straightaway center. About 2 city blocks away from target field. Could be a little bit blinding. Cutter misses low and away. And it's quickly 2-0. You'll see pitches that look definitely like sliders called cutters, because if that's what the pitcher says he's throwing, or sometimes it's just the pitcher says that's the mindset I have, then we call it whatever the pitcher says. Pitch in the dirt, 3-0 on Gleyber Torres. So it could be one of those things where it's like, yeah, I think cutter, that's what I'm throwing the cutter, and even though it's got slider shape, 3-0, swinging a high fly ball to right, fairly deep, but playable for Wallner. He goes back a few steps to his right, makes the catch. 2 up, 2 down, third inning on 2 high pop-ups, really, to the outfield. And that'll leave it up to Riley Green. We're scoreless in the third inning.
You know, Dan, I think about Casey Mize and his slider, and that actually looks like a cutter, you know, especially last night when he was struggling with the split finger. He went to a lot of sliders, and that has just that small little break to it.
Remember Michael Fulmer threw a 94 mile an hour slider.
Yes.
And everybody's like, that's a cutter. He's like, I know, but I call it a slider because that's the thought I want in my head.
Gosh, remember that thing?
Oh, that was wicked.
Yes.
Green takes a strike. Now the strike 1 pitch from Bradley. Bounces up to home plate. Bradley's been good. Again, hard contact, I think, is a good sign. So far, the strike throwing has been pretty good for a guy, again, who can struggle with his strike throwing, but 38 pitches, 26 strikes. Always look for that 2-to-1 strikes to balls ratio. Splitter misses up and away. That has been a real weapon tonight. That was a big miss. Now a good hitter's count for Riley Green. To wind up the 2-1. Swinging a high pop-up that will slice from shadow up into sunshine of the setting sun and then down into the seats down the third base line.
You know, I like that Taj Bradley didn't shy away from throwing a fastball to Riley Green, because he jumped on that one that Byron Buxton ran down, and he said, okay, that's all right, you got to it, but I'm not going to shy away and start throwing you nothing but off speed.
2-2. Fastball 98 is in the dirt.
Now, he might try to trick him with that split finger.
It's got to be the splitter,
you know,
right?
Yeah. But maybe he'll reach back and try to get him with nobody on. But you just think he's got that split in his back pocket.
4 strikeouts already for Bradley. The 3-2 got him. Splitter at the knees on the inside corner for a called third. Riley wanted a challenge, but he wasn't going to risk the second and perhaps final challenge in the third inning. Green takes a called third. 5th strikeout for Bradley ends the top of the third. We go to the bottom of the third inning in Minneapolis at Target Field. Scoreless. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball, presented by Meyer.
We know what you love. You love baseball. You love the Detroit Tigers. You love spending a day at Comerica Park. We also know what you don't love, standing in line. So we made a VIP entrance, so you could do more of the things you love and less of the things you don't. All you have to do is bank with Comerica. With your Comerica bank card, you'll feel like a VIP the moment you walk in, just like you do at our bank. Learn more at comerica.com/yourpark. Comerica Bank, a division of Fifth Third Bank N.A., member FDIC.
At Trinity Health, we believe every step, swing, and stride matters. Our orthopedic experts see you as a whole person and will create a treatment plan specific to your needs. Whatever your activity, you deserve to move pain-free. Using the latest surgical and non-surgical treatments and technology, our experienced and compassionate care team is here to get you back to what you love. Visit trinityhealthmi.org/ortho. Trinity Health, we see all of you.
Take me out to the ball game. Hey Tigers fans, the Michigan Lottery has something to sing about. Introducing the Detroit Tigers games, a Tigers instant ticket and 2 online games.
Buy me some Tigers games, wish me luck. Maybe I'll win $500,000.
Enjoy your favorite pastime and a chance to strike it rich.
So let's root for the Tigers.
With 1, 2, 3 ways to play. The new Detroit Tigers games, only from the Michigan Lottery. Knowing your limits is always the best bet. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission.
The Finnish Long Drink, Finland's best kept secret, is here. Long Drink is a sparkling citrus beverage made with real liquor. Try Long Drink today. Also available in peach and cranberry. Enjoy responsibly.
Tarek Skubal facing the Twins in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Brooks Lee swings. It's a soft fly ball to center field. Charging Meadows will have to put on the brakes and play it on one soft hop. Brooks Lee on an 0-1. Little flare single into center field. Skubal with 4 strikeouts, first trip through the order, 3 hits. Buxton steps to the plate, struck out on a changeup first time up. Quiet start, big year last year. Backdoor changeup misses just off the plate away. 3 for 19, 9 strikeouts. That's the career line for Buxton against Skubal. 3rd inning is brought to you by Mastercraft Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electric. For fast service and the best price, choose Mastercraft. Today's game brought to you in part by Meyer, an official partner of the Detroit Tigers. The 1-0, swing and a miss, stayed right out there with the changeup.
He didn't get that first one called, thought it was a strike, and he said, well, I'll just go back out there and I'll throw an even better one because you're sitting fastball, and swung right through it.
Bucks in that very distinctive stance. Right leg and right knee is bent. The left leg is stuck straight out. Line drive to left field. Hit hard. One hop right to Rodney Green. He'll quickly get the ball into Javi Baez toward 3rd. Byron Buxton sharp single to left. So 2 flare hits, 2 bullets. 4 of the first 10 have reached with hits. Unusual to say the least against Tarek Skubal.
You know, and Tarek Skubal has a lot of respect for Byron Buxton, too, and he hasn't had a ton of success, but has those couple of home runs, and you can see why Tarek would respect him, getting up to that high fastball to slash it into left field.
Austin Martin shows bunt, pulls the bat back. It's ball 1, slider down and in. First 2 are on here in the 3rd inning. We're so spoiled by the consistency and excellence of Tarek Skubal. Back-to-back hits, you kind of go, wow, what's going on? The 1-0 bunt attempt, not a good one. Stabbed at a sinker and missed. Austin Martin, 1 ball, 1 strike.
You know, that's a pretty good pitch to bunt right there, too, and you were right. He didn't come close to that. There was all kinds of space between the barrel of the bat and where that ball ended up.
He's going to be asked to bunt again. Now he pulls the bat back. Waiting on the 1-1. Torkelson's not believing it. He's in tight. He was about 40 feet from home plate when the pitch crossed home plate. 97-mile-an-hour fastball misses. 2-1. McGonigal in tight at 3rd. Torkelson at 1st. Again, this is where Skubal excelled in that start against Arizona with men on base. He got the ground ball again and again and again for 3 double plays. 2-1. Swinging a ground ball to short. Baez quickly down to Torres 1. Relayed back to first. 6-4-3 double play. It's beautiful. Man on 3rd, 2 outs.
Well, you think that's why he was bunting in the first place, because they wanted to stay away from that. They know runs are going to be at a premium. They're thinking if you could just sacrifice them over and try to sneak a run in. But maybe that first attempt that you described, maybe Derek Shelton said, forget about that.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Luke Keeschel at the plate. First pitch up and away, even with a slow start. Buxton's the one bat you kind of circle as the most dangerous hitter. Martin, to me, is pretty pitchable. Keeschel, again, nice debut last year. This is a good-looking hitter, but he's still very young in his major league career. Bell's just solid, the 1-0. Check swing, tapper toward the mound. Terry Skubal barehanded, flip it down to first, and get Keeschel by a full step and a half. Nicely done. Did what pitchers are told to do. Stab that hand and the ball right into the ground, pick it up, and easily throw out the base runner. We head to the fourth inning. Nice job by Skubal to work out of a two-men on, none-out jam. Scoreless after 3 on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network.
We know what you love. You love baseball. You love the Detroit Tigers. You love spending a day at Comerica Park. We also know what you don't love, standing in line. So we made a VIP entrance, so you could do more of the things you love and less of the things you don't. All you have to do is bank with Comerica. With your Comerica bank card, you'll feel like a VIP the moment you walk in, just like you do at our bank. Learn more at comerica.com/yourpark. Comerica Bank, a division of Fifth Third Bank N.A., member FDIC.
At Comerica Bank, we've helped build some of America's most iconic companies. Now, we're bringing that same professional-grade expertise to today's builders. The kitchen table entrepreneurs, the first-time storefronts, and late-night dreamers with big ambitions. Because banking built for success shouldn't just be for big business. It should be for anyone building something that matters. Let's build something together at Comerica.com/succeed. Comerica Bank, a division of Fifth Third Bank N.A., member FDIC, equal opportunity lender.
Take me out to the ball game.
Hey, Tigers fans, the Michigan Lottery has something to sing about. Introducing the Detroit Tigers games, a Tigers instant ticket and 2 online games.
Buy me some Tigers games, wish me luck. Maybe I'll win $500,000.
Enjoy your favorite pastime and a chance to strike it rich.
So let's root for the Tigers.
With 1, 2, 3 ways to play. The new Detroit Tigers games, only from the Michigan Lottery. Knowing your limits, always the best bet. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission.
Get great tasting food made to order. Why the sheets not? Enjoy what you want when you want. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Order online at sheets.com or on the app.
First pitch breaking ball to Dylan Dingler for a called strike. 5, 6, 7 hitters Dingler, McKinstry, Torkelson were scoreless in the fourth inning. Dan Dickerson, Dan Petrie, glad to have you along for the second of this 4-game series in chilly Minneapolis. It is warmer than last night by a few degrees. The strike one. Curveball. Backs up on the inside part of the plate for a called strike. Neither team is going to be challenging anytime soon. The 0-2 swinging a foul to the netting. Jared Wells and Paul Serra are engineers today. Taj Bradley hasn't needed a whole lot of pitches to get to the first 3 innings. Just 41 pitches through 3. It's a good low total. Strike one, swinging a foul for the strike 2. Fourth pitch of the at-bat, fouled again to the screen, just behind home plate to the first base side. The cold was certainly a factor in all the walks we saw last night, but we played a game in, 68-degree temperatures on Saturday at Comerica Park, and we saw 12 walks combined, plus 6 hit batters. We're just going to see more walks this year, and it is showing up in Major League Baseball. The 0-2 curveball bounces. Each team walked 7 in the game last night. I thought it was interesting talking with Drew Anderson, Dan, that he said the toughest pitch for him in cold is the fastball, just because you don't ever feel loose enough to let it rip. Which I thought was interesting.
And he threw some good ones, too.
He did.
But that's like you were describing. It's slick.
Curveball in the dirt. Really nice block. Soft body block for Ryan Jeffers, the catcher. That's just like textbook. Blocking a ball right there. Bradley's way over on the first base side of the rubber. Stands at a slight angle to home plate. Glove just above the belt. Gets the sign. Then it's a step back with the left foot, slides the right foot to the extreme first base side of the rubber, and then into his motion, delivers a pitch that's fouled out of play. That's a pretty good foul. That's 98 in a perfect spot, low and away.
He's trying to get that four-seamer by Dillon, but he's not letting him. That's 3 four-seamers that he's fouled back.
2-2 again, swinging a foul to the screen, the cutter away. Dylan Dingler's not going to let him win this at-bat.
Boy, that last split-second decision, he saw that and just kind of that, ooh, man, I got to swing at this and foul it off. That's exactly what he did.
Eighth pitch of the at-bat, grounded softly to short. Brooks Lee will charge, scoop it off his shoe tops, flip it to Caratini. 1 up and 1 down. It was a battle, but in the end, won by Taj Bradley, the longest at-bat he's had in this game. That'll bring up Zach McKinstry. First pitch he saw, doubled in the right field corner, 1 hop up against the wall. Pretty fair dimensions in this ballpark. 339 down the left field line, 377 to the power alley in left center, 411 to the deepest part of the ballpark, which is just to the left of straightaway center by the visiting bullpen. Both bullpens are stacked out there in deep left center. McKinstry takes ball 1. The 1-0. Cutter on the back door for a called strike. 328 down the right field line. It's a 23-foot wall that extends all the way out to center field. You have to carry that wall for a home run. McKinstry swings and pops it up to left field. Martin will come in a few steps, stop, make the catch. 2 up and 2 down easily for Bradley here in the 4th inning of a scoreless game. The 4th inning is brought to you by Wallside Windows, local and family owned, celebrating 82 years as Michigan's leader in replacement windows. This ballpark has been actually one of the better ballparks for run scoring the last few years. The best in the American League, actually, for run scoring the last 2 years. Increases singles, increases doubles, holds down triples, and it's kind of neutral for home runs. The home run factor changes year to year. Had some big swings the last couple of years. Torkelson turns out of the way of a curveball, and usually that's, if the dimensions don't change, that's usually related to weather, how the wind whips around, temperatures. A lot plays into it. Fastball low and away. But I think hitters like hitting here. You can definitely reach the seats and left. If you pull the ball to right, you can get it above that 23-foot wall. But again, think more doubles, more hits fall, and more runs score. The 2-0. Fastball high and tight.
Yeah, we've been here where the ball has just been absolutely flying, and I wonder if sometimes in the summer that humid days with the wind blowing out maybe helps it become a home run hitter's ballpark.
3-0. Fastball for a called strike. Warm weather, humid, stormy weather with low pressure. All the high and low pressure affects batted balls as well. All that contributes to a ball flying in the summer months. The 3-1. Ground ball foul behind Joey Cora down the third base line. 3-2 on Torque. The line drive singles first time up. Just squeezed it by Lee. Lee was more shaded up the middle. He was trying to keep an eye on McKinstry, or at least he was closer to second base. That ball got by him. Now he's shaded more toward the hole. See if Torque can stay the big part of the field. Go right back up the middle. 3-2, swinging a line, foul, deep. Oh, he was on that 98-mile-an-hour fastball. That's got to be a good sign for Torque.
Yeah, I mean, this has been a good at-bat and a good for Taj Bradley coming all the way back, falling down 3-0, and then just coming back with those fastballs, challenging Torque. That reminded me of the one, didn't he hit that one off of Justin Murnau's number out there and broke it last year?
He broke it.
On a foul ball like that.
3-2, swing and a miss. Splitter does the job again. 6th strikeout for Taj Bradley ends the 4th. 5 have been swinging and 4 on the splitter. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Game 2 of a 4-game series at Target Field in Minneapolis. Scoreless. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball, presented by Meyer.
Style or substance? Somehow it became one or the other when choosing a truck. But there is another choice. Not stopping until you have everything. That's GMC Sierra. We are professional grade. Michigan residents get $1,000 lease cash on a 2026 Sierra Light Duty Elevation Crew Cab with a TurboMax engine. Well-qualified GM employees with a current eligible GMC lease use it to get a 24-month ultra-low mileage lease for $199 per month with 4019 due at signing. That's $199 per month with 4019 due at signing. Must be a current lessee of a 2021 model year or newer Buick or GMC vehicle through GM Financial for at least 30 days prior to the new vehicle sale. Tax, title, license, dealer fees extra. No security deposit required. Mileage charge of 25 cents a mile over 20,000 miles. At participating dealers only. Residency restrictions apply. Visit GMCOfferInfo.com for details.
Baseball's in the forecast, and it's about to heat up. Keep your eye on the ball and listen to what Mastercraft Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical is offering right now. Buy a new furnace or AC and get half off installation. The guys at Mastercraft are there 24/7 for emergency service, and they back their work with a 5-year warranty. Yes, they've got financing options too. Call Mastercraft today. They're the pros for plumbing, electrical, and generators for all those power failures. They've got your bases covered. Visit MastercraftHeating.com today.
Hey, baseball fans, Mike Valena here. If you're looking for a great trip to plan, go do something fun, how about Vegas? The D.com, the D Las Vegas. It's your home for Detroit sports in Vegas.
Tarek Skubal delivers strike one to Ryan Jeffers, who was blown away by a 96-mile-an-hour fastball. First time up, he swings at this 96-mile-an-hour fastball and fouls it to the top of the screen behind home plate. Quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. Bottom of the fourth, we're scoreless. Tigers and Twins. Tigers in their classic road grays with a script Detroit in blue, outlined in orange and white numbers on the lower left front of the uniforms as well as the backs. Jeffers takes a changeup low and outside. Now Skubal into his motion, the big leg kick to drive to home plate. Changeup moves down and in.
Yeah, that's a disgusted look from Tarek Skubal. That one, as you said, down and in, kind of cut on him a little bit. You'll go back to that fastball right here and try to blow him by him.
2-2, swing and a pop-up, fouling out of play. A slider that was up a little bit. Not where he wanted it.
That's dangerous right there. Speeds up his bat a little bit when he hasn't been catching up to that fastball.
The 2-2, swing and a pop-up, fouling out of play. There's the fastball, and that's a pretty good foul.
How did he hit that? I was going to say, how did he foul it off? It was like neck high.
Most do not foul that ball off. Jeffers, hands tight to the right shoulder as he cocks the bat over it. Takes a rare curveball low, and he'll see at least 8 pitches in this trip to the plate. 42 pitches through 3 innings, also a good low total for Skubal. Looking for a little bit of run support. The 3-2, swinging a ground ball deep third, fielded in fair territory by McGonigal from foul territory. Bounces the throw, and off the glove of Torkelson. There's going to be bang-bang at first. He's so good at fielding that ball. Ends up being picked up by Dylan Dingler, who is backing up. Torque didn't know where it went. Dingler ended up picking that ball up between first and second base.
You know, Dan, it was almost like I was thinking right along with Kevin McGonigal that he thought about possibly bouncing that throw.
I think he was trying to.
Yeah, he was so far behind third base out there that he was thinking about one-hopping it off the grass to Torque and threw it just maybe a little bit too far.
Yeah, it was an in-between hop.
Yeah.
And a very difficult pick for Torkelson, and that is an error on Kevin McGonigal. Tough error, but again, he makes the throw, then he gets a guy who doesn't run well. I think that is the right call.
Nope, I'm with you, and not an easy play whatsoever. I mean, just long throw, and just couldn't quite give him Torque the hop that he wanted to.
The strike one, swing and a miss. 97, Victor Caratini. quickly behind 0 balls and 2 strikes. On an 0-1, he got a changeup away, and he was just, it looked like sitting on it. Tough to sit on it in an 0-2 with Skubal on the mound. He did that in an 0-1, right-handed in this at-bat. Holds the bat upright with the hands extended away, down and below the right shoulder. The 0-2, swinging a foul out of play. Powered him in at 97. Does he risk going away with a changeup if it was hit for a double first time up?
You know, that's why I like that last one. You know, but if he doesn't have to throw it for a strike, that's the thing. You know, he can bury that down and away, and if he spits on it, good.
The 0-2, he threw a slider in the dirt. 3 double plays turned behind him. He'd only had a couple of games with 2 double plays in his entire career. Got a double play to work out of a jam in the 3rd inning. Can he get another ground ball off the bat of Caratini? Great double play candidate if he can get him to hit it on the ground.
His strike throwing is so good that he can miss with a couple of pitches. You know, if he misses, if this is still 2-2, you never feel like he's going to walk anybody. He can always come back and throw a strike.
1-2, swing and a miss. Got him with a changeup.
That's the one right there. He doesn't have to throw it for a strike. He's ahead and just bounce it up there. And that's exactly what he did. Caratini's thinking, yep, here comes the fastball. And that one just landed just a little bit beyond home plate. Dylan Dingler with a nice block. First out.
Bell turned a fastball around, ripped it into center field first time up on a 2-2 pitch. I really like this matchup for Skubal. First pitch, fly ball, softly down the right field line. That's a bloop that will fall foul. One hop into the netting down the line. Torkelson, McKinstry giving a chase slightly. They knew they weren't going to get there. It's just strike 1 on Bell. They hit from the right side, just his 3rd in 15 at-bats this year. But sometimes just adding a bat like this to a young lineup, I think Gleyber Torres being added to the Tigers lineup, it's just a solid bat. And this is a good addition for the Twins, where they are right now with this lineup. Fastball high and away. He's got good bat-to-ball skills. He can draw a walk, low strikeout rate, and he's got some power. Knees flex, the upper body upright, angles the bat down and over the right shoulder, the 1-1. Change up away. Now he's got a hitter's count for the 2nd straight at bat, 2-1. This series is brought to you in part by the Sam Bernstein Law Firm. When you need the right call made, it's 1-800-CALL-SAM. Today's game brought to you in part by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, the official health care provider of the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. 2-1, middle of the plate with a changeup. This is the exact same sequence to get to a 2-2 count for George Bell, who's ahead 2-1 in his last at-bat, singled on a 2-2. Now as he digs in, he calls time. Granted by Quinn Wolcott, the home plate umpire. No score. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Traffic on the base paths in each of the last 3 innings now with a McGonigal error to put a man on with a man out here in the 4th inning. The slow-footed Jeffers at first. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Got him with 97 away.
Looked like he was a little bit tardy on that one after a couple of change-ups. One that Tarek Skubal missed and was angry at himself and just made that self-adjustment. Came back the very next pitch and threw a perfect change-up. And right there you could see Josh Bell just, I think, was sitting on that change-up. And that one just had that little bit extra giddy up and got it, threw it right by him.
Now line drive, base hit over a leaping Javi Baez into center field. Matt Wallner sharply singled to center. Jumped on the first offering. 96-mile-an-hour fastball after getting blown away by a fastball first time up. First time he'd ever faced Skubal. Now he singles to put a couple of men on with 2 outs.
Well, that looked like a nice controlled short swing right there on that fastball. Instead of saying, well, I'll take a big swing, the big power hitter that he is. That just looked like it was an under control, kind of inside out, right up the middle type of swing.
That brings up Royce Lewis. Time called. Pitch clock violation.
Wow.
First one we've seen this year. Called on Tarek Skubal. Ball one, make it on Royce Lewis. The 1-0. Fastball 98 at the knees on the inside corner for a called strike. Instant replay brought to you every game by the Sam Bernstein Law Firm. When you need the right call made, 1-800-CALL-SAM. 2 on for the third straight inning for the Twins. Trying to break up a scoreless game, the 1-1. Fastball high and away. We talked about Lewis and his struggles in the last 2 years. OPS fell to 670 last year, well below league average, and he struggled against both righties and lefties. They are hoping he can regain the form from earlier in his career when he mashed lefties and righties. 2-1. Fastball strike. Again, down in the strike zone, 2-2.
Looks like there's a little more giddy up in that fastball. I mean, it's cold, and so they can't really get behind it as much like a hitter and sitting around 95, but those last couple fastballs, 97.
The 2-2 pitch, swinging a high fly ball to left. How deep? Green to the track. He will make the catch in the corner. Oh, man. Royce Lewis just missed. Got under it a little bit. It's just a deep fly ball to the left field corner. Green hauls it in. And once again, Tarek Skubal works out of a jam. Tigers bat in the fifth, trying to find some run support for Tarek Skubal. No score after 4 on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network.
That first year in your new home matters. With preferred pricing, Redfin and Rocket Mortgage make the path to your next home easier. When you buy with a Redfin agent and finance through Rocket Mortgage, you can lower your interest rate by 1% for 1 year, or choose up to $6,000 in closing credits. See how it works at rocketmortgage.com or call 800-4ROCKET. Additional terms apply, not a commitment to lend. Rocket Mortgage, LLC, licensed in all 50 states. NMLS ConsumerAccess.org, number 3030.
Little Caesars 4-in-1 Sticks is perfect for sharing.
Did someone say Sharon? That's my name.
Thanks for sharing, Sharon, but I said sharing is in sharing 4-in-1 Sticks. 16 sticks with bacon, pepperoni, jalapeno, and cheese, all with dippable crazy sauce for only $7.99.
That's perfect for sharing.
It's Little Caesars 4-in-1 Sticks for only $7.99.
Pizza. Plus tax where applicable. Available at participating locations for a limited time. Prices may vary. Prices higher in Alaska, Hawaii, and third-party online sites.
Mornings are tough. At Bigby, we know our coffee and other delicious drinks are a great way to get ready to face the day. But you're listening to the radio, and we can't serve coffee on the radio, but we can serve affirmations. That PowerPoint won't know what hit it. Great lane change. Oh, look at that fit. Feeling great yet? Come visit Bigby, and we'll make it even better with a signature latte. Bigby makes it better.
Northville Lumber is Michigan's Trex decking leader in the official lumber yard of the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. NorthvilleLumber.com.
Parker Meadows leads off. He takes a strike to start the fifth inning. Fifth inning brought to you by Figer Law. All they do is win. Swing and a miss at a splitter. He's missed a couple of times with that splitter, but when he needs it, he's had it.
Yeah, when he needs that big strikeout, if he's ever got a couple of people on base, he goes to that. And
struck out Meadows on a splitter first time up. The 0-2, swing and a miss. He got him on a curveball this time. This is really good stuff from Taj Bradley. That's his 7th strikeout, all but one on a swinging third strike, and he's gotten the strikeouts with the splitter, the fastball, the curveball. Make it 2 called third strikes, 5 swinging third strikes. Splitter sails off the top of the glove of the catcher Jeffers. Baez hit by the first pitch he saw his first time up, hit by a fastball. First game of the year, Tigers scored 8 runs in support of Tarek Skubal. The 1-0. Check swing went too far. Peeled down to first. Steven Yashinsky confirms what we all saw. 1 ball, 1 strike. No runs, 3 hits, 1 error for the Tigers. No runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Twins. The 1-1, swinging a ground ball softly up the middle, and it'll be in the right spot. Keishel gave chase to second baseman, lunged for it, but had no chance to get it. Lee, the shortstop, was pulled over toward the hole at short, and Javi Baez has a little seeing eye ground ball single into center with one out in the fifth.
Yeah, that split finger that stayed up in the strike zone and even moved a little bit inside. You wonder why he kind of went back to that after getting the check swing on the cutter. You usually kind of stay with that pitch. But
absolutely.
Yeah, but you just like outthink it a little bit. Javi Baez able to find that hole up the middle, get on base.
Cole Keith has been handled twice in this game. He struck out on 3 pitches first time up with some devastating splitters. First pitch is up and away, and then he grounded out with the bases loaded to end the second inning. Just a routine ground ball to second base. Lee shades up the middle. Again, Bradley has that knack for getting a ground ball with men on base. Not a big ground ball pitcher. 1-0 splitter, middle of the plate. That's been his pitch tonight.
When you make an adjustment like that too, Dan, you know, the one to Javi was not a good pitch, and then you come right back against a dangerous left-handed hitter, make an adjustment and throw it perfect.
He sets, holds the glove above the belt when he sets. 1-1 cutter. Didn't do much. Sailed up and away. You know, guys put together the most consistent at-bats of the year. 12 for 33 for Cole Keith, and he's just been hitting the ball hard whenever he's put it in play. Has a good hitter's count as the Tigers try to break up this 0-0 game. Fly ball, right center field. Wallner over and in. Didn't hit it hard, maybe off the end of the bat. Wallner makes the catch in shallow right center. It was on a line, but softly hit. 2 outs that'll leave it up to Kevin McGonigal.
Yeah, that doggone splitter. It did. Cole Keith looked like he was right on it, and it dove down and away from him, and he was a little bit out in front and caught it off the end. It's a good swing, good trajectory off the bat, but just right off the end.
Kevin McGonigal doubled in the game last night. He's taken a called third on a fastball, soft fly ball to left last time up. He's seen the whole repertoire from this righty. Third at bat, see if that helps. Usually for McGonigal, it does. Fastball misses down, ball 1. Pitch counted a very reasonable 72 for Taj Bradley. Tigers trying to start something with 2 outs in a scoreless game. Splitter in the dirt. Baez takes off for second. Great dirt ball read. Jeffers picked it up, but it was 20 feet away from home plate. No throw down to second base. Baez read it quickly.
There's that baseball instincts of Javi Baez. Some of the best on this Tigers team. Read that perfectly and gets himself into scoring position. One of those things that doesn't show up in the box score, but Javi Baez with the good read. Now just a 2-out hit from Kevin McGonigal is all we need.
The 2-0. Fastball outside. 3-0 on McGonigal. Third time he faced Joe Ryan yesterday. He doubled. This is the third time facing Taj Bradley. Gave up some hard contact early. Second trip through the lineup was impressive. No hard contact. 3-0, swinging a pop-up. This will end the inning. Shallow left field, long run for Martin. He'll call everybody off and make the catch. About 15 feet fair in shallow left field near the line. McGonigal pops out on the 3-0. And the Tigers threaten, sort of, but do not score. We get to the bottom of the 5th inning. No score. Tigers and Twins in Minneapolis. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball, presented by Meyer.
Hey, turn the music down for 1 second. Listen. That annoying sound is probably nothing, right? That's how expensive repairs start. John Crook here. In baseball, ignore the signs and you will pay for it. Same thing with your car, because breakdowns don't wait until you're ready. That's why there's Car Shield. They can help cover the cost of expensive repairs. When something goes wrong, you've got a plan.
Don't get caught looking. Get a free quote today at carshield.com. Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at carshield.com.
Hit a home run this season with your next Ford lease or purchase at Varsity Ford of Ann Arbor. Proud to be family owned and operated for over 44 years. Varsity Ford never strikes out when getting you the best deal. Our professional sales team is like no other and will treat you like an MVP. Varsity Ford, driven by family and built on tradition. No matter if it's the first inning or the bottom of the 9th, Varsity Ford is here for the last pitch. I'm Matt Stanford, making deals today, every day, and best of all, Saturdays too, only at Varsity Ford.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Annie's first oil change
wasn't as hard as she thought, because she went to AutoZone, where a friendly AutoZoner helped her find the right oil and save on an oil filter. He explained the job and showed her free how-tos on AutoZone.com. When she was done, AutoZone recycled her old oil for free. No hassles, just help. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Fox 2 is just the best. I watch before I go to bed.
You definitely hit the local angle very good. When I watch Fox, I feel like I'm getting the whole story.
They're working for you.
Attempt by Lee, bunted it out in front of home plate. Dingler picks it up and throws to first. Lee never left the right-handed batter's box, and because I think he bunted it off his fingers. Trainer will come out. Did it hit him in the face as well? What happened here? What did he do? Did he pull the bat back after he bunted it and hit his face? He did.
Yep.
Terry Skubal was very confused that he wasn't going anywhere, but he didn't see. He bunted the ball, and the bat just recoiled into his face. He looks like he's okay, but that stung. So Lee, trying to bunt his way on, bunts into a very easy 2-3 putout on the first pitch of the fifth.
Well, remember in Cleveland last year with David Fry, right? You know, where the ball bunted and went off of it and right up into his face, and that really upset Tarek. I'm sure he had flashbacks.
This time it was the batter's own doing. We hope Lee is okay. Buxton swings at a fastball and fouls it out of play.
Boy, but you're glad. Just one pitch and one out. Yeah, you're sorry he got hit in the face, but good for Tarek.
0-2-0-1, swing and miss, slider under the bat. That's best slider he has thrown tonight.
Yes, yes.
Beautiful. $65 pitches through 4 for Skubal. That's kind of an average pitch count. He's worked out of trouble the last 3 innings. The 0-2. Slider low and in. Buxton on a 1-1 pitch ripped a single into left his last time up. 1 for 2 for Buxton. 5 hits through the first 4 innings. 2 men on in both the second, third, and fourth innings. The 1-2. Change up outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. No score. Bottom of the fifth. The Tigers have offered up 0 runs of run support for Skubal now in his last 2 starts, covering 12 innings. The 2-2. Check swing. Did he go? Peel to first. Steve Yashinsky says he did not. 3-2.
That's 3 really good sliders in this at-bat to Buxton, and he's only got the 1 to show for it, but I don't know how he laid off that one. That's a good pitch.
The 3-2. Laid off a changeup. Ball 4. There will only be a handful of at-bats all year. I'm not sure there was one last year where Tarek Skubal got ahead 0-2 and then walked a batter.
Yeah, that's his first walk of the year.
Wow.
I can't believe he didn't strike him out on the pitches that he threw. The quality of those pitches.
Yeah, it's some quality pitches, right? First pitch to Martin. Austin Martin takes fastball outside, ball 1. Quick flip over to first to drive Buxton bat. Skubal does a great job. I mean, this combination is really hard to run on. Obviously a hard thrower and the best throwing catcher in baseball, Dylan Dingler. But some lefties are easy to run on, not Tarek Skubal. Keeps an eye on those base runners at first. 2 steals allowed last year, the 1-0. Slider for a strike. He's staying with that slider against the righties. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 on, 1 out, 5th inning. Tarek Skubal did walk 7 batters last year after getting ahead 0-2 out of 233 plate appearances that started 0-2.
Yes.
How about that? 233 plate appearances started 0-2. He did walk 7. with 133 strikeouts. Martin is a right-handed batter. Tucks that left shoulder in, cocks the bat over the right. Sinker at 96 at the knees, gets a called strike 1-2. Got Martin to hit a ground ball last time up, to bounce into a double play. This is a guy you can overpower this guy. You would think he goes to the fastball here. Let's see. 1-2, change up away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Martin's had limited playing time the last 2 years. Did hit 280 with no power last year. He's got pretty decent bat-to-ball skills, and he will make you throw him a strike. There's just not much power in this bat. Skubal sets, holds glove above the belt, checks Buxton, 2-2. Slider down and in, and again. We see a Twins batter go from either 0-2 or 1-2 to a full count. So this kind of becomes a big pitch as the pitch count begins to climb for Skubal. See if he can get Martin.
How about strike him out, throw him out?
Buxton edges off. It looks like he's leaning. There he goes. 3-2 is off the plate and in. Back-to-back walks. The first 2 walks of the year for Tarek Skubal. And that will bring Chris Fetter out to the mound.
Boy, and after that 1 pitch, 1 out, you're thinking, yeah, we're going to have a nice quick inning here. And Tarek just looks like he's really blowing on his hand, Dan, really trying to get that moisture, get that really good grip. And I think that's the reason why he's throwing so many sliders to these right-handed hitters. He may not have that real good feel, that real good touch, because it's a touch pitch, that changeup. And he may feel a little more comfortable with that slider, and that's why he might be going to that slider a little bit more.
Jeff Seidel had a really good piece about all the work that goes on behind the scenes and how, whether it's fellow pitchers who have advice or Chris Fetter always seems to know what to say. He was a little frustrated after his 3 innings, a little scatter shot against Arizona, and Chris Fetter said, let's just get your cross-firing a little bit. Let's get that left leg or the right leg moving back, get more linear, and it helped him tremendously. Slider down and in. Chris Fetter does such a good job, Dan, and whenever he goes out to the mound, he knows exactly what to say.
Yeah, and it's just such a little key that gets him right back on track.
Luke Keeschel at the plate, right-handed batter swinging a line drive, base hit into center. Buxton will score. Rounding second and holding is Martin. Twins take a 1-0 lead. Luke Keeschel, who had a big hit in the game yesterday, singles sharply to center field. Still 2 on and 1 out. 1-0 Twins in the 5th.
Yeah, changeup just stayed. It was down, but stayed in the middle of the plate. Keeschel lines it right back up the middle. Looked like he broke his bat, or part of it came off.
That was his equipment, I think. His
was
elbow
that?
guard.
Okay, yeah. I just said, did he splinter his bat?
Ryan Jeffers at the plate. First pitch, swing and a miss. Tarek Skubal knows that he owns this guy. 1 for 25 in his career. That 1 hit was a home run, but still dominance against Ryan Jeffers. Deep in that right-handed batter's box, feet fairly close together with an upright stance, kind of sinks into his legs with the upper body upright, hands extend away from the right shoulder as he cocks the bat over it. 96-mile-an-hour fastball for a called strike. Torres up the middle, he and Baez in double play depth with 2 on, 1 out. Can Skubal get that ground ball? Great double play candidate. If you can get Jeffers to hit it on the ground, the 0-2. Fastball away. Dingler tried to bring it in. Quinn Wolcott wasn't buying.
Boy, this is that interesting. After being on the outside part of the plate, he could try that slider at the back foot or go back to that changeup diving down and away. Again, doesn't have to throw it for a strike.
The 1-2 swing and a slicing foul out of play. Well back first base side. Pitch count at 84. And you would think he needs to get a couple of quick outs.
Yep.
He only went to 100 pitches or more a handful of times in the regular season last year. Unlikely he would start an inning with a pitch count of 92 or 93. The 1-2, swinging a foul out of play, and right now we're heading in that direction. Jeffers extending the at-bat with a couple of two-strike fouls.
Yeah, if Matt Wallner were leading off or something, you may have him come out and face Wallner, but that's about it.
Sixth pitch of the at-bat. The count is still 1-2 on the way. Swinging a line drive, base hit down the right field line. That ain't score two. It will. Martin is in. Keishel is in. And stopping at second, Jeffers. Two-run double. 3-0 Twins. Throw to the plate. There was no real play. Keishel slid in head first. And the guy was 1 for 25 in his career against Tarek Skubal. Double down the right field line.
Yeah, the only home run or the only hit off of Tarek Skubal by Jeffers was a home run. That's that slider. It stayed out over the plate. Jeffers just went with it. Tarek Skubal's frustration, he just stayed right in the mound, did not back up home, didn't back up the base. I mean, you could tell how frustrated he was, or surprised.
Fastball 97 at the knees on the outside corner to Victor Caratini. And that's very unlike Tarek Skubal.
Yeah, you just, I was just watching, and that throw came in from Gleyber Torres and bounced off of Dylan Dingler and looked out there, and Tarek was still just right by the mound, and I think he was either surprised or just really frustrated that Jeffers got that hit.
Strike one, swing and a miss. Slider down and in. 4 straight have reached after the bunt attempt to start the inning on the first pitch. Tyler Holton getting loose in the Tigers bullpen. 3-0 Twins win the fifth. Caratini with a double. Struck out on a changeup last time up. The 0-2 swing and a foul. Yeah, you can just about bet this is the last inning for Skubal, and he might be, I would say these are probably his last 2 batters. Holton can get ready in a hurry. Caratini's close to the plate with an upright, relaxed stance. The 0-2 turned out of the way, but a 96-mile-an-hour sinker. He's been 96 to 98 all night long. This all started with a Byron Buxton walk. After that at-bat started, no balls and 2 strikes. Skubal sets the 1-2, swing and a miss, changeup away. Caratini strikes out. 7th strikeout for Skubal. It's the second out of the 5th inning. Check some scores in the 1-800-CALL-SAM Studios scoreboard. Brought to you by Meijer, the official grocery retailer of the Detroit Tigers radio network. Cincinnati, Miami, they're 2-2 in the bottom of the 9th inning in Miami. Miami off to a 6-4 start. First pitch to Josh Bell, swing and a miss, struck out on a fastball last time up. Cubs over Tampa Bay 7-2. Tampa Bay back at Tropicana Field. The strike one, swinging a foul to the top of the screen. Their first game there since September of 2024. $50 million in renovations. They're trailing 7-2 in the bottom of the 8th inning to get that roof back on and fix the ballpark up. Pittsburgh 7-1 over San Diego. That game's in the top of the 9th inning in Pittsburgh. Pirates trying to make it a 7-4 start. Change up in the dirt, 1-2 on Bell. Line drive single first time up. Struck out on a 97-mile-an-hour fastball last time up. Boston's 2-8 through 10 games. They've got a 3-2 lead in the bottom of the 8th inning against Milwaukee. Dodgers pounded Toronto yesterday in the World Series rematch. 3-1 lead in Toronto today. That game's in the top of the 7th inning. Now line drive into left field. That's going to drop for a base hit and another run for the Minnesota Twins. Bell in a 2-strike count. Singles to left field, 4-0 Twins. That'll be the end of the night for Tarek Skubal. Had to work out of trouble in the 2nd, the 3rd, and the 4th. 2 walks have fueled a 4-run 5th. Tigers going to their bullpen. Holton's coming on. And while the Tigers make the change, pause to these words on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network.
Style or substance? Somehow it became one or the other when choosing a truck. But there is another choice. Not stopping until you have everything. That's GMC Sierra. We are professional grade. Michigan residents get $1,000 lease cash on a 2026 Sierra Light Duty Elevation Crew Cab with a TurboMax engine. Well-qualified GM employees with a current eligible GMC lease use it to get a 24-month ultra-low mileage lease for $199 per month with 4019 due at signing. That's $199 per month with 4019 due at signing. Must be a current lessee of a 2021 model year or newer Buick or GMC vehicle through GM Financial for at least 30 days prior to the new vehicle sale. Tax, title, license, dealer fees extra. No security deposit required. Mileage charge of 25 cents a mile over 20,000 miles. At participating dealers only. Residency restrictions apply. Visit GMCofferinfo.com for details.
John Crook here. And baseball stats can tell you a lot. When your car breaks, you want a company that has all the right stats on your team. CarShield's been in business for over 20 years. That's staying power. They're America's most trusted auto protection. That's reputation. They've sold over 3 million contracts. That's a whole lot of happy drivers. Let CarShield help with costly repairs when an unexpected breakdown happens.
Don't get caught looking. Get a free quote today at carshield.com. Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at carshield.com.
Right now for station identification on the Detroit Tigers radio network. After 95 pitches and just 4 2/3 innings, 8 hits, Tarek Skubal a rare off night. Exits after 4 2/3. Only 2 starts last year lasted under 5 innings. Tyler Holton on the mound to face Matt Wallner. First pitch sweeper for a called strike one. 4-0 Twins in the 5th. 4 straight reach, 2 walks to Buxton and Martin. Keisha with a single, Jeffers with a double, Bell now with a double to make it 4-0. The strike one. Down and away. Big sweeper to Wallner.
Tyler last pitched on Saturday and really seems to be throwing the ball well. Scoreless first 4 outings of 2026. Has walked a couple of guys, but that stuff seems to be back.
Line drive and grabbed on the short hop, lunging to his left by Torres. He'll flip it to Torkelson at first. Good play on a scorcher. Torres throws him out. 4 runs for the Twins. They send 8 men to the plate. Tigers bat in the 6th inning, trying to get the bats going in Minnesota. They're down 4-0 after 5. On the Detroit Tigers Radio Network, presented by Meyer.
At Comerica Bank, we've helped build some of America's most iconic companies. Now, we're bringing that same professional-grade expertise to today's builders. The kitchen table entrepreneurs, the first-time storefronts, and late-night dreamers with big ambitions. Because banking built for success shouldn't just be for big business. It should be for anyone building something that matters. Let's build something together at Comerica.com/succeed. Comerica Bank, a division of Fifth Third Bank N.A., member FDIC, equal opportunity lender.
We know what you love. You love baseball. You love the Detroit Tigers. You love spending a day at Comerica Park. We also know what you don't love, standing in line. So we made a VIP entrance, so you could do more of the things you love and less of the things you don't. All you have to do is bank with Comerica. With your Comerica bank card, you'll feel like a VIP the moment you walk in, just like you do at our bank. Learn more at Comerica.com/yourpark. Comerica Bank, a division of Fifth Third Bank N.A., member FDIC.
We are Feiger Law, the official law firm of the Detroit Tigers. For over 70 years, Feiger Law has been your hometown team of trial lawyers for auto crashes, truck accidents, birth trauma, and injuries due to medical malpractice. Let our team of homegrown trial lawyers win big for you. Feiger Law, the official law firm of the Detroit Tigers. All we do is win.
All we do is win.
Meyer is the proud hometown partner of the Detroit Tigers, and we're cheering them on every game to a winning season. Home is where your team is, and our home is right here in Detroit.
Sixth inning is brought to you by the Jack Demmer Automotive Group. Going to experience the Demmer difference. Tigers down 4-0, top of the sixth inning. A 104 seam fastball to Gleyber Torres for a called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. As we start the top of the sixth inning, Tigers had good swings against Bradley the first 2 innings. Not many since. Fly ball deep to center field. Long run for Buxton, but he's tracking him. He'll reach up, make the catch. Just makes it look so easy. The defensive numbers, which is why you always have to match it with the eye test, said that Buxton wasn't quite the defensive force the last 2 years in center field. We're seeing the same guy who can track down any ball unless it leaves the yard. Riley Green swings and misses at a splitter, strike 1.
He's just so athletic, Dan. I mean, he's just so smooth. It's so fun to watch him, go to gap to take one from Riley and one from Gleyber.
Fastball low. Riley Green line drive to right field, and like we said, maybe Parker Meadows and perhaps another outfielder or 2 could make that catch, but not many. And he just glided onto the track in right center. Fastball for a strike to Riley Green, and he actually had to kind of reach back to his right shoulder, running to his left to make the catch. 4-0 Twins. Bradley's been terrific tonight. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. That splitter. Oof. Taj Bradley's making it 3 straight strong starts to start the year for the Twins. They have to be thrilled with what they're seeing, because this is swing and miss stuff, and that was really what they were trying to get more of that out of him this year, weren't they?
And just, I mean, it's not much of a difference in that arm swing, but that's 4+ pitches.
First pitch to Dylan Dingler. Cutter backs up on him. Even the mistakes are strikes. Strike 1 on the inside edge. Ten swings and misses for Taj Bradley. 8 strikeouts, 6 swinging. Dingler takes a pitch in the dirt. Dylan Dingler has struck out on a curveball and grounded out in an 8-pitch battle his last time up against Bradley. That's the longest at bat of the night for a Tigers hitter. The 1-1. Curveball bounces, check swing, didn't go on the appeal to first.
Wow, that curveball, I mean, he was really trying to spin that thing. That came out of his hand and went just straight down.
Bradley working first base side of the rubber into his motion. 2-1, hit him. Oh, man, I think it hit him on the hand. Yeah. That always is so worrisome. Small bones in the hand. He's kind of touching the tip of his middle finger on his right hand. We'll get a look on replay. Yeah, I think it went over the left forearm and then hit the right hand. It did. And you could see him kind of flexing the hand, but also just kind of touching the middle finger.
Oh, that's the same 4-seam fastball that clipped Javi Baez. He's commanded it really well. It's just that both of those just escaped him, just got away from him. He's not trying to do that. It was just a couple of pitches that just kind of blocked his body off and just kind of up and in on the right-handed hitters.
Second hit batter, no walks. Thought maybe that might be part of the advantage for the Tigers coming into this game, but really good strike throwing for Taj Bradley. Zach McKinstry lifts a fly ball slicing down the left field line. That will go foul, well foul by the end. Martin came over, but it's just strike 1. Zach McKinstry doubled into the right field corner off Bradley in the second inning. Soft fly ball to left his last time up. This copyrighted broadcast presented by authority of the Detroit Tigers may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Detroit Tigers. The strike 1. Swing and a miss. Fastball. You heard the foul tip to the glove of the catcher, Jeffers. No balls and 2 strikes. Pitch count brought to you by Rocket Mortgage. Own the dream. The pitch count at 88 for Taj Bradley here in the 6th inning with 2 outs. 1 strike away from getting out of the inning. Working with a 4-0 lead. The 0-2 cutter missed in the dirt. Blocked out in front of home plate by Jeffers. Left side of the infield shifts to the right against McKinstry. The outfield doesn't move a whole lot. They're playing him almost straight up. Martin in left shades a little bit in and toward the line. Bradley sets, holds the glove at the letters. The 1-2, low. Both teams lost a challenge early. There have been no challenges since. Tigers trying to start something with 2 outs in the 6th inning. They put some pressure on in the 2nd inning, left the bases loaded. Only 2 base runners since. The 2-2. On the outside part of the plate, called a ball. Jeffers challenges. It's right there, and I'll bet this is a strike. It is.
Calls overturned, pitches a strike. That is out. Minnesota has 1 challenge remaining.
McKinstry takes a called third. Tigers get a hit batter. Hopefully Dylan Dingler is okay. He did good trot down to first. And we hope to see him put on the gear and be out behind home plate. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. 4-0 Twins trying to make it 2 straight over the Tigers in Minneapolis. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball presented by Meyer.
Meyer is the proud hometown partner of the Detroit Tigers, and we're cheering them on every game to a winning season. We're looking forward to more home runs, RBIs, shutouts, and new major league records. Plus, whenever you shop Meyer, you help support organizations all over the city, from local businesses and manufacturers to schools, food banks, kids' athletics, and more programs that bring us together. Because when you shop Meyer, you don't just shop for yourself. You shop for your entire community. You create reasons to celebrate and opportunities for people in your community to live, to learn, to work, and to play. Home is where your team is, and our home is right here in Detroit, where the Tigers' roar never stops, and the 7th inning stretch means we're getting ready to pounce. Save and win with Meyer, proud hometown partner of the Detroit Tigers.
Life can get busy, and finding time for doctor's appointments, well, it's tough. That's why I'm glad McLaren is making it easier. Now I can book online, do a virtual visit, or even check into the ER from my phone. Better access means better care, and with more providers and shorter wait times, they're making it work for me. McLaren, your care, our commitment. Find the care you need at McLaren.org.
Experience the difference at Clean Express Auto Wash and join our Wash Smart Unlimited Club starting at $20 a month. Official car wash of the Detroit Tigers.
Royce Lewis leads off for the Twins. Tyler Holton on the mound in relief of Tigers starter Terry Skubal. He came on to get the last out of the 5th inning. Rare short 4 2/3 inning start for Skubal. Lewis taps one foul down the third baseline. Pitching changes are brought to you every game by your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. The strike 1. Sweep around the back door. 8-9-1 hitters against Tyler Holton here in the 6th inning. Some strike throwing troubles, especially first pitch strikes for some Tiger pitchers early, including Tyler Holton. He did this last year. And then became the guy that we know and love. He started to dial it in. Still give up a few more home runs as the season went along, but he became that really premium strike thrower down the stretch. Places that left foot in front of the right when he sets. Change-up, swing and a miss. Lewis waved at that pitch, flailing and falling across home plate. Strikeout updates brought to you every game by Carbliss, the official ready-to-drink canned cocktail of the Detroit Tigers. Skubal finished with 7 strikeouts. Taj Bradley has 9 for the second time this year. And we were looking out at that Twins bullpen. There is still nobody throwing. And Taj Bradley's at 91 pitches with a 4-0 lead. You don't see pitchers go to triple digits much anymore. 100 pitches really is kind of the limit. Over the course of a year, there aren't many starts. A strike one pitch misses outside 1-1. Aren't many starts all year that go 100 pitches or more. And we might be watching 2 Twins pitchers go to 100 on consecutive nights in April. The 1-1 ground ball wide to third. McGonigal to his left, couple of steps, scoops it off the shoot top, slips it over to Torkelson. Lee grounds out, 2 up and 2 down. Which is, especially in the cold, Dan, it just feels that's kind of surprising.
It is. I mean, and maybe we're just used to the way that AJ uses his
the whole league.
Well, yeah, the whole league, not just AJ. But and how much do they get built up in spring training just to right out of the gate in your third start?
Change up strike. Byron Buxton at the plate takes the strike. And he kind of spreads out, right leg knee bent, left leg sticks it straight out, and then the hands go way up and over that right shoulder, angles the bat toward kind of third base, toward shortstop, if you will. Buxton takes a pitch in the dirt. Big year last year, healthy. He did have a trip to the injured list, but really healthy for the first time since 2017, 35 home runs. 1-1, swing and a foul straight back to the screen. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Byron Buxton. 4-0 Twins were in the 6th.
Dan, too, that A.J. Hinch has got a lot of confidence in Tyler Holton. Nothing but right-handers other than Wallner, and Tyler Holton's the first one out of the pen to get these right-handers out. Keep this game right where it is.
1-2 curveball misses up and away.
You get Taj Bradley out of this game and then try to get that bullpen that's been used an awful lot in the early going, too. So very important to keep it right here and make a late game comeback.
2-2. Change up misses low. Again, Byron Buxton works it from either 0-2 or 1-2 to a full count. His walk against Skubal with 1 out in the 5th, touched off the 4-run inning. 3-2, swinging a line drive to center field. Parker Meadows a few steps to his right, kicks it into another gear, makes a running catch toward the warning track in deepest left center. Buxton squared it up, hit it on the nose, and that's why Parker Meadows is out there. He made that look easy with a great jump. Tigers bat in the 7th inning. They've been shut out through 6 in Minnesota. 4-0 Twins on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network, presented by Meyer. Hi, Tigers fans. It's Dan Dickerson. Over a 162-game season, you can count on special players to step up in the biggest moments. That's the textbook definition of dependability. For 87 years, Michiganders have counted on Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan to stand behind us during life's biggest moments. Babies being born, broken bones being repaired, times when we need care that improves the quality and length of life. Blue Cross pays more than $100 million every day for the care of millions of us, doing their work in partnership with doctors and hospitals, providing health insurance in every zip code in all 83 Michigan counties. Blue Cross makes sure that we get the care we need wherever and whenever we need it, thanks to their nationwide network of 2 million participating care providers. Standing behind us every day for 87 years. When you can rely on a company to be there for you again and again, that's dependability. That's Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. Learn more about their work at mibluedaily.com.
Rookie, you look like you just finished a road series.
3 fields, 2 extra innings, and about 600 miles.
And the Ford Explorer went the distance?
Smooth the whole way. Gear in the back and driver assist tech that made the highway easy.
That's road trip capability. And power when you need it, comfort when it counts.
So, if someone's ready to step up to the plate,
they're in stock and ready to go.
Plus, with a great deal from your neighborhood Michigan Ford dealer.
You're catching on.
Germac Peanuts, the official peanut of the Detroit Tigers, and a Detroit tradition since 1924. Can be purchased at Germac.com as well as their Eastern Market location, along with other fine retailers across Michigan.
Torkelson takes the first pitch down and away from Taj Bradley. Bullpen now beginning to heat up for the Twins. 1-0 to Torkelson. Splitter at the belt, not where it's been tonight. It's been diving all night long. That one stayed up, got the called strike. 1-1. Torque with a line drive single. He struck out on a splitter last time up, the 1-1. Cutter, and that's a short little cutter. That looks more like a typical cutter. It was big break with tilt earlier in the game. Torkelson behind 1-2. 4-0 Twins as we go to the top of the 7th. 1-2 fastball is up. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bradley went 7 innings 3 times last year. Pitched into the 7th inning another time. You would think he's probably here for a couple of batters. Torkelson swings, pops it up, foul and out of play. If Torque can see a couple more pitches, you would think with a lefty coming up, 2 lefties the next 3 batters, that this would be the end of the night for Taj Bradley. Then a great start. The 2-2. Swinging a line drive, base hit. Over a leaping Brooks Lee at shortstop. Line drive single to lead off the 7th inning. Tigers need base runners. Are down 4. They left the bases loaded in the 2nd inning. They have not had 2 base runners on at the same time since. Taylor Rogers is up and throwing. Lefty. Big pickup in the offseason for the Twins after they traded their whole bullpen away at the trade deadline. Parker Meadows has struck out twice today. Swinging both times. First pitch splitter. Swing and a miss. Clearly, Derek Shelton, the manager of the Twins, a new manager replacing Rocco Baldelli, likes this matchup. And why not? The strike 1. Swing and a foul. Fastball up. And again, Parker Meadows is in a 2-strike count against Taj Bradley. Splitter got him first time, curveball last time. Lee, the shortstop, shades up the middle of the outfield, just about straight up. Bradley sets, holds the 0-2. Splitter missed up in the strike zone. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pitch count at 100. Really rare to see pitchers on back-to-back nights hitting 100 on their pitch count in April. The 1-2. Swing a line drive into center field. It's going to drop for a base hit. Torkelson will stop at second. Parker Meadows with a single. Couple of men on to start the 7th inning. Looking down on that Twins dugout. I keep waiting for Derek Shelton to pop out.
Yeah, and what a start. What a start here for the Tigers, because they're going to get into that bullpen, and Colt Keith being the leadoff hitter, and he's got Jahmai Jones and Matt Vierling sitting over there.
Yeah.
So you got to believe that Derek Shelton is thinking, yep, they're going to force him, but it's going to be Javi Baez is going to be the last hitter.
First pitch splitter, swing and a miss. He's missed badly with the splitter a couple of times. The last 2 batters, see if he can miss over the middle of the plate for Javi. That pitch has not been hit tonight. Has a knack for getting a ground ball with men on. The strike 1, fastball, strike 2. Perfect location. 96 down and away.
Javi was waiting for that to cut off the plate, let it go by. You got to believe that he would tunnel right off that cutter, off that outside fastball he just threw.
Now swing and a miss on a cutter down. Baez strikes out on 3 pitches. Derek Shelton now pops up. That will indeed be the end of the night. Taj Bradley ended up throwing 104 pitches, matching his season high with the Rays last year. You are going to hear a big roar because this was a really good start. High quality swing and miss stuff from Taj Bradley. He exits after going 6 1/3, no walks, and 10 strikeouts. Crowd standing, he applauds back. While the Twins go to their bullpen, Rogers, the lefty, coming on. 2 on, 1 out, 7th inning. We'll pause for these words on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network, presented by Meyer.
Take me out to the ball game.
Hey, Tigers fans, the Michigan Lottery has something to sing about. Introducing the Detroit Tigers games, a Tigers instant ticket and 2 online games.
Buy me some Tigers games, wish me luck. Maybe I'll win $500,000.
Enjoy your favorite pastime and a chance to strike it rich.
So let's root for the Tigers.
With 1, 2, 3 ways to play. The new Detroit Tigers games, only from the Michigan Lottery. Knowing your limits, always the best bet. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission.
Mornings are tough. At Bigby, we know our coffee and other delicious drinks are a great way to get ready to face the day. But you're listening to the radio, and we can't serve coffee on the radio, but we can serve affirmations. That PowerPoint won't know what hit it. Great lane change. Oh, look at that fit. Feeling great yet? Come visit Bigby, and we'll make it even better with a signature latte. Bigby makes it better.
Meyer is the proud hometown partner of the Detroit Tigers, and we're cheering them on every game to a winning season. We're looking forward to more home runs, RBIs, shutouts, and new major league records. Home is where your team is, and our home is right here in Detroit, where the Tigers' roar never stops, and the 7th inning stretch means we're getting ready to pounce. Save and win with Meyer, proud hometown partner of the Detroit Tigers.
Jemai Jones will pinch hit with a lefty. Taylor Rogers on the mound. Pitching change brought to you by the Sam Bernstein Law Firm. 2 on, 1 out. Jones pinch hitting for Colt Keith, who was 0 for 3 today. Taylor Rogers, kind of a rebuilt bullpen in the offseason. Taylor Rogers, great track record, takes over on the mound. First pitch swinging a tap foul right at home plate. Jemai Jones looking for his first hit of the year. This will be a good time to get it.
And Taylor Rogers, no stranger to the Tigers. He's appeared in 33 career games against the Tigers. Will throw that sinker sweeper combination to the right-handers.
The strike one, swinging a fly ball right field. This one's deep, and Wallner's tracking it. He'll go back and make the catch onto the warning track. 2 steps from the wall. Torkelson will tag, head to third. It's a good swing for Jemai Jones, but it's just a deep fly ball out. 2 outs, runners at the corners. That'll leave it up to Kevin McGonigal.
Yeah, Rogers can be tough on those right-handers with that sinker-sweeper combination. That sweeper is the one that he likes to throw to the right-handers to neutralize them.
Tigers like to get at least on the board. McGonigal at the plate. Swinging a line drive, base hit into left field. First pitch swinging, McGonigal singles into left, Torkelson into score. Throw goes to second, trying to catch Meadows, but he gets back. Line drive single with 2 outs. Tigers are on the board, trailing 4-1. Now the potential tying run standing at home plate in the form of Gleyber Torres.
Yeah, big to get on that board right there, and elected to go with that sinker up, and Kevin McGonigal jumped on it. That sweeper from Rogers is the one to left-handers. Very good. 137 average left-handers hit off of that sweeper. That's why McGonigal jumped all over that sinker.
Guy who used to bury lefties, been around a long time, does not bury lefties anymore. They hit him for average and some power last year. Torres takes first pitch, strike one. Righties hit 260 with power against Rogers. The strike one, swinging a high slicing foul out of play down the right field line after trading all the big arms away. Rogers picked up in the offseason. Had a very good career. This is his 11th year in the major leagues with Cincinnati and the Cubs last year. 51 innings of work, a 3.38 ERA. Walks are on the high side, strike out an inning. Not a big power arm, though. The 0-2 got him. No, peeled to first, and he did not go. Jeffers will challenge.
Catcher is challenging the
This is
ball.
going to be a strike, isn't it?
Sure
That
looked
looked
like it
a
live.
Great pitch. And it was.
Pitch is a strike.
Torres takes a call at third. Jeffers, in consecutive innings, challenges a called third strike and gets the strikeout in the 6th and now the 7th. Gonna go with a single, gets the Tigers on the board. 7th inning stretch time in Minnesota, brought to you by DTE. Score energy savings this season. Manage your energy bill when you visit DTEenergy.com/save energy. 4-1 Twins at the stretch. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball.
At Comerica Bank, we've helped build some of America's most iconic companies. Now, we're bringing that same professional-grade expertise to today's builders. The kitchen table entrepreneurs, the first-time storefronts, and late-night dreamers with big ambitions. Because banking built for success shouldn't just be for big business. It should be for anyone building something that matters. Let's build something together at Comerica.com/succeed. Comerica Bank, a division of Fifth Third Bank N.A., member FDIC, equal opportunity lender.
At Bill Brown Ford in Livonia, being the #1 Ford dealer in Michigan has set some high expectations. So we're stepping up our game by adding all-stars to the roster, ready to deliver home runs for our customers. Bill Brown Ford's team is built around experience and hustle, because in Detroit, we know that being #1 means putting in the work every day. That's how you bring home the win. Bill Brown Ford in Livonia, Michigan's #1 Ford dealer.
#1 Ford dealer is based on Ford's new total retail sales reports for 2025.
John Crook here. You ever hear sound and immediately know your day just got expensive? That right there, that's the sound of a bad day. Look, on the field, I'm prepared and ready for anything. Off the field, I'm the same way. Because repair bills don't ask permission. They just show up. That's why I have Car Shield. Coverage options that help with costly car repairs.
Don't get caught looking. Get a free quote today at carshield.com. Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at carshield.com.
Looking for a healthcare provider? Go to mclaren.org/primary care to find a doctor near you.
Austin Martin leads off. Connor Siebold on the mound. Pitch and change brought to you by your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. First pitch, fastball, grounded to Javi Baez at short. He'll plant, throw, and 1 pitch, 1 out, 7th inning. Tigers down 4-1, 2-3-4 hitters. Luke Keeschel now steps to the plate. Third appearance for Connor Siebold, and again, a guy that has not tasted success at the major league level. Made some changes in his delivery. He's found a little velocity, and the Tigers noticed that he got as much swing and miss as anybody during spring training, and he's off to a solid start through 2 outings. First pitch, fastball, 92, up, ball 1.
The last pitched on Sunday, and in those 2 outings, 4 1/3 innings of scoreless baseball, and he's you talk to him, and he's confident in that little mechanical change that he made.
Fastball at the knees on the outside corner for a called strike.
Just coming over the top just a slight bit more, and he's getting a little bit more carry to that four-seam fastball, and he's getting some outs, some fly ball outs with it.
Soft ground ball foul on a changeup that moved in. Luke Keeschel, 1 ball, 2 strikes, 4-1 Twins in the 7th.
And it's not just that four-seamer that's been pretty good, not overpowering, but getting some outs. But that changeup's been good. He's got a little cutter and a slider also. So he's got some weapons out there.
The 1-2, swinging a slicing drive down the right field line. Small crowds the last couple of nights, and you can't blame anybody for maybe not attending. Even if they bought a ticket, it gets cold. You could count the crowd by the end of the game last night, and I'd say again, credit to those who've come out, but it's probably 1,000 in the ballpark right now.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Dan, but when Taj Bradley walked off the mound, they gave him a nice ovation. I love to see him clapping and pounding his heart, back to the crowd to let him know how much he appreciated him.
I agree. Swinging a pop foul out of play. They traded a really good pitcher away to get him, and they've worked with him. Dan detailed some of the things they've done with his delivery and just little more velocity. That stuff looked really good. It was a swing and miss curveball, a swing and miss splitter, and a live fastball. 1-2 changeup misses down. Keisha 1 for 3 with a couple of walks yesterday. 1 for 3 with an RBI single. Got the scoring started with that RBI single in the fifth off Tarek Skubal after a couple of walks. The 2-2. Ground ball softly to short, to his left. Baez picks it up, scoops, fires, and gets Keisha by just half a step at first. He gets down that line quickly.
Does.
Baez knew he had to gun it to first.
I love when Javi lets him go like that. And he did. My goodness. He saw Keisha going down that line and knew he had to get a little extra, and he did get it.
Yeah, when he doesn't have time, that's when he's at his best.
You know, when it's like right over the top and zing.
2 outs. It brings up Ryan Jeffers, 4-1 Twins. First pitch fastball, perfect. Oh,
boy.
Down and away. It looked absolutely perfect. No challenge. It was just outside. Seventh inning brought to you by the Snethkamp Automotive family, celebrating 100 years, 4 great Michigan locations. Snethkamp, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. Fastball up. It's 92-93 today. Fouled out of play. And just remembering, in the cold, you're just never going to feel as loose. Probably not going to have the same velocity. Although I would say Skubal and Bradley both had the velocity tonight.
Yeah.
But Siebel's been cruising 94-95. Sweeper in the middle of the plate for a called strike at 82. 1 ball, 2 strikes. This is good stuff.
But he did. You can see it on his face that he's feeling it. He's feeling that little change, and he knows he's armed with some good pitches.
The 1-2, swinging a little half-cut pop-up into shallow left field. Riley Green is in, calling off Baez. He'll make the catch and head into the Tigers' dugout on the third base side. That's a good inning for Connor Siebel. 5 1/3 scoreless so far in 3 appearances with the Tigers. We played 7. Tigers looking to get back in this game. They've got some work to do. 4-1 Twins after 7 on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network, presented by Meyer.
We know what you love. You love baseball. You love the Detroit Tigers. You love spending a day at Comerica Park. We also know what you don't love, standing in line. So we made a VIP entrance, so you could do more of the things you love and less of the things you don't. All you have to do is bank with Comerica. With your Comerica bank card, you'll feel like a VIP the moment you walk in, just like you do at our bank. Learn more at comerica.com/yourpark. Comerica Bank, a division of Fifth Third Bank N.A., member FDIC.
At Comerica Bank, we've helped build some of America's most iconic companies. Now, we're bringing that same professional-grade expertise to today's builders. The kitchen table entrepreneurs, the first-time storefronts, and late-night dreamers with big ambitions. Because banking built for success shouldn't just be for big business. It should be for anyone building something that matters. Let's build something together at Comerica.com/succeed. Comerica Bank, a division of Fifth Third Bank N.A., member FDIC, equal opportunity lender.
I'm attorney Mark Bernstein at the Sam Bernstein Law Firm. Our firm has helped recover over $3.5 billion by fighting and winning one case at a time for over 50 years. We listen, fight for what you deserve, and you don't pay until we win, because nobody fights harder. There are over 3.5 billion reasons to get the Bernstein advantage. 1-800-CALL-SAM.
The Sam Bernstein Law Firm, Michigan's first family of law.
It's baseball season, and you know what that means. It's Faygo time. Nothing beats an ice-cold Faygo. Faygo, the one true pop. Faygo is a proud sponsor of Detroit Tigers Radio.
Riley Green leads off for the Tigers, 8th inning, 4-1. Twins on top, trying to make it 2 straight over the Tigers. Riley Green hits a ground ball foul past Anthony Sanders, the Tigers' new first base coach. Green sizzling drive deep to right center, first time up off Taj Bradley, hauled in by Byron Buxton. A fine running catch. Takes a sinker outside Taylor Rogers in his 2nd inning of work at the last 2 outs last inning. Only lefty he faced. Kevin McGonigal singled. run home the Tigers' first run of the night. Sinker in middle for a called strike. Tyler Rogers is the submariner. That's Taylor Rogers, twin brother, sweeper away. They both had, in different ways, very successful major league careers. The 2-2, low and away. Taylor and Tyler, and then there's Trevor.
Baltimore?
For the Baltimore Orioles, who had a great season last year in 18 starts. Sweeper, swing and a miss. Riley Green strikes out. 2 strikeouts now for Rogers. Tigers just haven't had many base runners. Loaded them up in the second inning with some good swings. Cole Keith bounced out with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Baez single with 1 out in the 5th inning. That was it. A base runner in the 6th inning, and then 3 base runners last inning, 3 singles, scored a run. That was all Derek Shelton wanted Rogers to do, get the lefty out. Now righty coming on, Cole Sands. While the Twins make the change, they're protecting a 4-1 lead in the 8th. We'll pause for these words on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network.
It starts at sunrise. For over 60 years, National Coney Island has been making the good stuff. From the classic Coney dog to our original chicken honey and award-winning chili. We serve up value in every mouth-watering meal every day. Family-owned.
9th inning brought to you by Comerica Bank. If you want to elevate your small business's game, visit Comerica.com/succeed to learn how. Hardest working player brought to you by Carhartt. Proud to support Detroit Tigers baseball. All the hardworking people who make it possible. Let's give this to Connor Siebold. 2 scoreless innings of work. Working out of a bases-loaded jam in the bottom of the 8th inning. Splitter up and in. Javi Baez leads off 9-1. 2 hitters. Tigers need 2 base runners to bring the potential tying run to the plate. They did that last inning. Carpenter struck out to end it. 13 strikeouts tonight for Twins pitchers. Splitter in again. This not where he wants the splitter. He threw an outstanding splitter to Kerry Carpenter. Taj Bradley had a great splitter tonight. 1-1 on Javi, the 1-1. Splitter again. This is not where he wants it, Dan. I mean, these are all just kind of floating up and in. We saw it to Torque. You see it's a Baez. Right-handed batters, lefties. He executes it perfectly. 2-1 line drive down the left field line. Fair! Right on the line. Kicks off the stands. Javi Baez will cruise into second with a leadoff double here in the 9th.
That's the start the Tigers needed before the lineup flips over to the top. Going to have some big at-bats coming up here. But that's that split finger. That's pretty much the big pitch from Orsi.
And that just floated.
And they're coming right into Javi Baez. You want those pitches that go away from Javi Baez, not into Javi. Able to turn on that. Good start here in the 9th.
Brings up Jahmai Jones. First pitch, swing and a miss, splitter away. Man, he's throwing almost all splitters to righties.
And where'd that one come from? That one, I mean, that was just perfectly down and away from the right-handed hitting Jahmai Jones.
Throws it more to lefties, but he throws it a lot to righties as well. The strike 1. Whoa. 4-seam fastball buzzes him head high, up and in. Or is he traded from Tampa? Twins like making deals with Tampa, don't they? In the offseason, 42 innings of work, an ERA of 3, but probably a little bit of luck there with the walk rate of 4 and a strikeout rate of 8.5. Splitter, swing and a miss. He's going to stick with that pitch. It is his pitch. He made several mistakes to Javi. Baez made him pay with a double. Now he's thrown 2 really good ones to Jahmai Jones. Jones came into the game as a pinch hitter for Colt Keith in the 7th inning. 0 for 7 so far this season. He was just so valuable off the bench last year for AJ. The 1-2. Swing and a pop-up and foul and out of play.
There was that split finger coming inside again to Jahmai Jones. Pretty much identical to the one that Javi Baez got.
One more base runner gets a potential tying run to the plate. McGonigal waiting on deck, then Torres, then Green. Tigers down 4-1 in the ninth inning. The 1-2. Lays off a splitter. Good take, 2-2.
Yes, it was. Seeing so many of them, you kind of starting to read them a little bit. I don't know if he'll throw a fastball at that bottom rail, but this is the time for it.
Now swing and a miss on a splitter away. Jones expanded, lunged. It's got some pretty good action away, and it's a hard splitter. Jones strikes out for the first out of the ninth inning, brings up Kevin McGonigal. 14th strikeout for Twins pitchers tonight, led by Taj Bradley's 10. Each team walked 7 last night, much better command tonight. McGonigal takes first pitch fastball up and away.
Boy, this is a big at-bat right here. You get Gleyber Torres. If somehow McGonigal can get on, you want Riley Green at some point to get an at-bat.
Yep. McGonigal singled his last time up, swinging a ground ball foul down the first base line. Every Tigers home run this year is a Little Caesars Pizza home run. Order online for delivery or pizza portal pickup. Lee, the shortstop, playing right up the middle on most lefties. He's right up the middle against McGonigal. Outfield doesn't move much. They're straight up. Martin in left, Buxton in center, Wallner in right. Orsi sets the pitch. Fastball at the knees for a called strike.
That's the one. When you see so many split fingers in a row, and they start looking for it, and when it's at that bottom rail, they let it go because they think it's going to dive down, and it just catches them by surprise.
Now the 1-2 is swinging a line drive. Fair down the right field line over the glove of a leaping Caratini into the corner. McGonigal around first, and he will stop at second base. A stand-up RBI double. Second hit of the night for McGonigal. He's got both RBIs. Tigers now trail 4-2 as Javi Baez crosses the plate.
Boy, that's not even a strike. He took that one right off the ground, but he'd seen it so many times. I mean, such a smart hitter. Knew he was going to see it again, went down and just laced it into right.
What a swing. I mean, that splitter is, what, a foot off the ground maybe?
I mean, took it right off the ground.
That's the end of the night for Orsi. Derek Shelton keeping the wheels turning to his bullpen again. Sopa coming on now. Tigers will have the potential tying run at the plate when he arrives. 4-2 Twins. A man on second, one out in the ninth. And while the Twins make the change, we'll pause for these words on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network.
The Tigers aren't the only hot team in Detroit this summer. Priority is heating up, and we're building a powerhouse crew. Whether you're behind the wheel or behind the scenes, there's a spot for you on our winning team. Great pay, real benefits, and a work culture that moves fast and plays hard. Apply now at PriorityWaste.com and get in the game. Priority, Detroit's hottest team off the field.
America's favorite place to watch sports just got even better. It's Stadium Swim at Circa Resort and Casino. Sports fans, you can catch all the action from all your favorite sports at a viewing experience built for the ultimate sports fan. Relax in one of the 6 pools on 3 levels. Perfect views of the massive big screen, just like the front row seat at the ballpark. Located at Circa Resort and Casino in downtown Las Vegas on Fremont Street. Stadium Swim. Book your spot today at CircaLasVegas.com. That's CircaLasVegas.com.
We know what you love. You love baseball. You love the Detroit Tigers. You love spending a day at Comerica Park. We also know what you don't love, standing in line. So we made a VIP entrance, so you could do more of the things you love and less of the things you don't. All you have to do is bank with Comerica. With your Comerica bank card, you'll feel like a VIP the moment you walk in, just like you do at our bank. Learn more at Comerica.com/yourpark. Comerica Bank, a division of Fifth Third Bank N.A., member FDIC.
Gleyber Torres steps to the plate. Justin Topa 60 solid innings of work last year, but the thing you notice is he gave up a lot of hits, not a lot of extra base hits, not much swing and miss.
He took the loss on Sunday, and the Tigers would love nothing more than to tag another one.
First pitch to Gleyber Torres. Cutter misses up and away, ball one.
Be a sinker, sweeper, cutter to the right-handers. It just had to make a move. Derek Shelton did, because they were going to all over that Orsi split finger.
1-0, sweeper, big miss. Jeffers had to backhand it quickly before it got to the backstop. 2-0. Lefties with the edge against this righty, but again, he doesn't get much swing and miss. This actually isn't a bad matchup for Gleyber Torres. The pitch, fastball at the belt for a called strike. Still good hitters count. Righties hit 260, no power. Lefties hit 300 with not much power. In the for what it's worth department, he did not like pitching in this ballpark, his home ballpark last year, the 2-1. Swinging a ground ball that'll be gobbled up by Keishel, moving to his left from the outfield grass. He'll turn and throw to first. Torres hit it hard, but Keishel grabbed it for the second out. McGonigal goes to third. Tigers are down to their last out. Riley Green striding to the plate, representing the potential tying run. Pete Mackey is going to go out because, what, they hadn't done any scouting of Riley Green before this?
Yeah. You know, they're just, like Jeffers couldn't go out and give them that news. And, it's cutter changeup pretty much to the left-handed hitters. Yeah, this is the guy that talked about. You want him up there with the game on the line. Get something on the inner part of the plate that he can pull for that first home run of the season. Tie this thing up.
0 for 4 for Riley tonight. First at bat against the starter Taj Bradley. Crushed the ball deep to center. Buxton made a fine running catch onto the track. He has struck out the last 3 times. Once on a called third. The next 2 times swinging. Tigers down to their last out. McGonigal at third. Tigers down 4-2. First pitch to Riley Green. Changeup low and outside. Ball one. Lee, the shortstop, up the middle. The outfield deep and straight up. Upright, relaxed stance for Riley. The 1-0. Sinker away. A challenge by Jeffers. That pitch was outside. Not close.
No.
Calls confirmed. Pitches the ball. Minnesota has no challenges remaining.
Yeah, I think he was just thinking, man, we don't want to fall into a deep hole and have to come into Riley Green. Thought he'd take a chance, but yeah, live, it looked like it was off, and it was confirmed.
2-0.
Same pitch.
Away, 3-0. Dylan Dingler waiting on deck. 4-2 Twins. 2 outs, a man on third. 3-0 the count on Riley Green. The Tigers have put 2 3-0 pitches into play tonight. Both routine fly balls. The 3-0. Cutter in on the hands for a called strike one. Riley digs in, taps the outside part of home plate, windmills that bat around. Cocks it tight over the left shoulder, hands up by the left ear. The 3-1. Strike 2. Cutter got the call. Those who have stayed are on their feet here at Target Field, urging Topa to get the final out. Tigers trying to keep this 9th inning alive. Topa sets the 3-2. Swing and a foul out of play. Cutter again. Feels like he'll stay with that pitch.
Yep. It's got maybe just enough wrinkle on it. Boy, but that was on the inner portion of that plate. Dangerous pitch.
Topa works third base side of the rubber. Sets, holds the glove at the letters. Again, the 3-2 pitch. Outside. He walked him. Two walks last inning were the first of the night for Twins pitchers. Now a walk in the 9th inning to put runners at the corners. Dingler is 0 for 3 tonight. He's also been hit by a pitch. Scary just because it hit him in the right hand, the right fingers. But he's been fine. He obviously stayed in the game. Had a good swing after that. First pitch. Fastball outside, ball 1. Lined out his last time up. Consistent hard contact, quality at-bats for Dylan Dingler. Couple of home runs. Again, this is not a guy who gives up extra base hits. Only 4 home runs in his 60 innings of work last year. 2 home runs, in his 60 innings of work last year. The 1-0. Cutter strike on the outside edge. Called strike 1. And Wolcott, our home plate umpire tonight. Zach McKinstry waiting on deck. Pitcher who gave up more hits than innings pitched last year. Delivers the 1-1. Swinging the ground ball softly to short. Lee will charge, field the knee-high bounce, an easy toss to Caratini at first. And the Twins make it 2 straight over the Tigers to start this 4-game series. Tigers threaten in the 8th, threaten in the 9th, but cannot get the equalizer. Our final score in Minneapolis, the Minnesota Twins 4 and the Detroit Tigers 2.
Style or substance. Somehow it became one or the other when choosing a truck. But there is another choice. Not stopping until you have everything. That's GMC Sierra. We are professional grade. Michigan residents get $1,000 lease cash on a 2026 Sierra light-duty elevation crew cab with a TurboMax engine. Well-qualified GM employees with a current eligible GMC lease use it to get a 24-month ultra-low mileage lease for $199 per month with 4019 due at signing. That's $199 per month with 4019 due at signing. Must be a current lessee of a 2021 model year or newer Buick or GMC vehicle through GM Financial for at least 30 days prior to the new